Hi, I'm Mary Kopczynski, the CEO of RegAlytics, here with your update on this week's 40,419 regulatory alerts. In fact, there were over 17,000 alerts in the last 48 hours. For those of you who are excited about deregulation, let me remind you that deregulation means massive amounts of promulgation in order to repeal. And this new Congress has not disappointed. I thought it would take a bit of time to see the difference, and boy, was I wrong. So, the Regulator of the Week is the 119th Congress of the United States that has been in session for, yes, 5 business days, but it has already proposed 574 bills. All of January in 2024 was 505. So, in 5 days, they beat the entire month. They have also passed over 65 new laws. Passed. It took the whole month of January to pass 65 bills in 2024. And this is important stuff to everyone, Republican or Democrat, bleeding heart or hardcore like mortgage banker or something. If you're worried about healthcare or a healthcare insurance adjuster, these laws are going to change how you do business, full stop. And on top of it, the states are going to respond. And most importantly, you need a way to stay on top of this, and we can help. RegAlytics Essentials is available now, and it's only $49.99 a month. You can see the last 90 days. And if you don't buy that subscription now, God help you. So let's talk through what we see in past bills. Lots of post office and monument naming, so calm down. But there are a few doozies, like this, adopted January 4th, 2025. This legislation aims to streamline appraisal and valuation services for real property transactions under the jurisdiction of the Secretary of the Interior. It allows appraisers to be licensed or certified in just one state to operate across all states for these transactions. Or how about this one? Adopted January 4th. This legislation establishes a framework for improving interactions between federal agencies and the public. A senior official designated as the federal government service delivery lead will be appointed to coordinate effort across all agencies. And importantly, the act does not authorize new funding, requiring agencies to implement changes using existing resources. So, if you were waiting for some sort of EPA approval or anything on a federal level and you know that agency is already underfunded and stretched, well, keep waiting. The topic of the week is change, which brings us to the proposed bills that have not yet passed but may very well be passed soon. Of course, immigration is top of mind with over 30 proposed bills, gun rights across state lines, lots of insurance and tax changes. Do not underestimate this Congress if you are in the pharma business or insurance or anything heavily regulated. There's bills already proposed for you. There are at least 10 alerts on women's health, like a moratorium on federal funding for Planned Parenthood, a blanket prohibition of certain abortion procedures, prohibition of federal funding to any entity that doesn't certify that it doesn't give abortions. So that's pretty much any hospital that gets federal funding. Either they won't perform abortions or they won't get federal funding. There's also a bunch on gender, like Title IX athletics in schools. You can only apply if it's based on the gender set at birth. There are at least 20 bills being proposed to completely change or abolish federal agencies. For example, Lauren Boebert is proposing to abolish the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and giving its responsibilities to other agencies. There's another proposal to direct the president to withdraw the United States from the Constitution of the World Health Organization. There's another one focused on issuing sanctions on the International Criminal Court over its recent decisions related to Israel. There is a move to abolish the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry. There's even a move to abolish OSHA, which is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. There's a few out there focused on Chevron deference rule and just immediately making it so any ruling previously made on Chevron is automatically null and void, which would lead to quite the free-for-all. Another proposal on midnight rulemaking, that any law passed within the last few months of a presidency won't count and will be unraveled. But there is one notable and critical piece of information, is that there is a proposed rule to strengthen FinCEN, which is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Networks under Treasury. So that signals that this administration may move forward with the Corporate Transparency Act and the Beneficial Owner Registry, so stay tuned on that. There's also a proposal to buy the Panama Canal. There is, yes, a proposal to amend the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 to prohibit the SEC from requiring an issuer to make climate-related disclosures. There's vendetta stuff like the repeal of federal funding for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. There's a proposal to treat illicit fentanyl as weapons of mass destruction. There's so many that I can't express to you enough how critical it is going to be able to see this as it is happening and not wait for the media to tell you when it's too late. If you are serious and you're in banking and securities and healthcare and insurance, pharma, you do need a solution now. So come and get a demo of RegAlytics. We have the global supply chain of the world's regulatory alerts in one very easy to use place. If you need a solution related to regulation, give us a call.